Good morning, guys. We'll start with today's session. So, in the previous session, we discussed statements, control statements like if statement, case statement,
Yes,
and
sir.
also we practiced how to use parameters. What is a parameter? Parameter is a input where the
Yes, sir.
parameters will be displayed in which screen?
Selection screen.
Selection screen, right? And where the
Yes,
output
sir.
will be displayed in the output screen. Okay, output will be displayed in the output screen. Parameters will be displayed in
Selection
selection
screen.
screen. Okay, so in previous programs we did not use the selection screen. We directly generated the output with some default values, right? But when you use parameters, it will display the selection screen first. It won't directly execute the complete program. First it will display the selection screen, and then depends on the user input, it will display the output. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so today we'll see how to use work areas, internal tables in the program. Okay, how to define work areas, how to define internal tables, and how to populate the data, and how to display the output. Okay, so we have two syntaxes here when we are working with the internal tables and work areas for different operations. We can use old ABAP syntaxes, and we can use advanced new ABAP syntaxes. Okay, so in some support projects they are still using old syntaxes because they did not migrate it to S4 HANA. They are still on ECC systems. There we need to know how to work with the old ABAP syntaxes, right? But in recent days, most of the projects are running on S4 HANA.
Uh,
Okay, so we need to familiar with the new ABAP syntaxes, advanced syntaxes. Okay, so that we'll work on both. First, we'll try to understand the basic old ABAP syntaxes, right? And then we'll compare those syntaxes with the new ABAP syntaxes. Okay, let's create a program. Executable program, save, package name. If you want to, if you want to save for local, if it is some temporary program, you can save it in a local object. But if it is for your project requirement, you have to assign a proper package name, right? Then once you assign the package name, what will happen? It will ask for a transport
Transport.
request. So in which transport request you want to save, or you want to create your own transport request. We'll save this in some package which is relevant. Click on save. So it will ask for transport request. You can save it in the existing transport request if it is part of same development, right? Or you can create your own transport request if it is completely a separate development. This is just some naming convention. You can give any name, but always try to provide some meaningful name. Okay. By looking at the transport request, we can easily identify, okay, what is the relevant development included in this transport request. Okay. Save, continue. So now our program is saved into a transport request so that we can move this transport request from development to test system. And we have seen how to correct if you have accidentally saved in a local object or local package. So what is the option you can use to change the package? Object
Object
dictionary
dictionary.
entry. Okay. So for any object, you can use a object dictionary entry to change the package name. Programs, tables, data elements. It is slow, it seems. Or let's do it in 2021 only. 2022 is very slow. Why all the servers are slow today? Let me close everything. Looks like 2020 is working. We'll create the program here in 2020 server. Save. So I've already shown you how to add it to the package. For now, I'm saving it in local object. Now, how to work with internal tables, work areas, and variables. How to define a variable? How to define a variable?
Parameter.
Parameter.
Value.
Do we use parameter to define the variable?
Parameters. Data.
Please concentrate to the class.
Okay, sir.
Parameters are for inputs, selection screen inputs. Variables we define using data statement. For example,
Yes,
lv
sir.
underscore empid. How to define this? Type c some length 10. This is how we define the variable, right?
Yes. Yes, sir.
What is the other way? We can
Inline
define the
declaration.
variable. We can define the variable using using inline declarations also. You can define like this: data of lv underscore empid equal to
Data.
some employee ID. So here we are defining as well as passing the value, right? That is another way.
Yes, sir.
I'll show you one more thing, like how to pass this type reference. Zdemo employee display. What? Here, what is this? What is this object?
Data element.
Data element. Data element contains semantic properties and
Technical
so
properties.
we add semantic properties for data element. Technical properties are available in each object domain.
Okay.
So instead of using your own data type and length, you can use a data element here. Okay, with
Okay.
reference to the field which you are using in the table. You can define a data element for employee ID using its corresponding data element.
Data element.
Okay, so any variable can be defined like this with reference to corresponding table field. Okay, you can use corresponding data element for age. To define a variable for age, use a data element in the table corresponding field. Okay, when we go for these kind of declarations, for example, lv underscore type n length 10. So when we go for these declarations, how when we use these individual data types and length, and when we go for data elements, when we don't know the value, like there is no, this value is not present in the table. Okay, this field is not present in the table. Okay, this is not part of any database table. This is some generic value, right? In such
Yes,
in
sir.
such conditions, we use these kind of declarations. Okay, but the field whatever you are using for the variable is available in some database table, right? And you may select data from database table into this field or variable. At the time, what you need to use? Corresponding
Data element
data element.
of,
Data
of the
element.
field.
Corresponding data element of the field. Okay,
Yes, sir.
now so this is for variable to define a single variable. How to define a work area? So work area can be defined with reference to table or structure. Okay, table or structure. Let me check if there is any values in the table or not. Yeah, there are 10 entries. I don't know who created this. Someone created this table. We'll make use of this. Okay, We'll make use of this table. Now, how to define a work area? What is work area? Work area can holds single record in the program runtime,
Single
right?
record.
Yes.
Data. For work areas, will use some naming conventions.
Use some naming conventions.
For example, W underscore
Data.
employee type. What we need to provide in the type? Table name. This table name. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, whatever the fields available in the table will be part of work area also. So this
Yes, sir.
work area can also handle all the fields available in this table. Okay. So in few projects they use ls underscore local structure ls underscore also instead of wa. Okay. These namings are purely
Sir.
depends on the project. Okay. This is work
Okay.
area. How to define an internal table? So internal table can hold more than one record, right? One or more records in the program runtime.
Yes, sir.
So we'll use for internal tables, we can use naming convention. For example, IT underscore employee type. How to define an internal table using type standard table of type standard table of and the table name. Okay. Now we have defined a work area with reference to the same table and internal table also with reference to the same table.
Same table.
Structure, the number of fields, order of fields in both work area and internal table are same. Both are compatible, right? If you compare one
Yes, sir.
record, the number of fields in the work area, order of the fields in the work area, and the number of fields in the internal table and the order of the fields are same
Same.
because we are referring to same
Same table
table.
only. Yes, sir.
But what is the difference? Work area can accept only a single
Single record.
record. Internal table can accept
More than one.
more than one record, one or more records. Okay, it can accept one record or more than one record. If we need to add any data to internal table, or if you want to do any modifications in the internal table, first we move that data to corresponding work area
Work area.
for all the calculations. Okay, or we add data to work area and we add that record to internal table, record by record. Okay. Now let's see how to pass data to work area and display the output. You know how to pass data to variable empid equal to some emp100, right? Now how to pass data to work area? Can we pass some value like this? Can we directly pass some value to work
Sir,
area? Let's try, like let's test how it will accept the data. Let's check that in debug mode. Keep a breakpoint here, execute the program. Initially, work area, observe the difference first. This is variable with it can handle value of single field, right? It can handle value of single field like employee id. This is work area, it's a structure type. If you double click on this, what you can observe here, all the fields available in the table are, you can see here, right?
Yes, sir.
So this work area contains whatever the fields available in table with the same name in the same order. It can hold only single record. If you click
Single
on the
record.
internal table, observe the internal table, what it is showing, 0 into 6. What is 0 and what is 6? What is 0 and what is 6? 0 means number of records present in the internal table. 6 means number of fields.
Number of
How many fields are there in this work area? Sorry, internal table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? There are 6 fields. How many records are there in this internal table? Because
Zero
we did
record.
not add any records yet, right? That's why it is showing 0. If we add some records, it will show that record
Populate the
count.
numbers.
Record count. How many records are there in the internal table? 6 means all the total number of
Number
fields.
of fields.
Okay. So these are the fields. MANDT, employee ID, employee name. These are the fields. Records means these are the records. Record 1, record 2, record 3. Okay. One record might contain 6 fields, 5 fields, or 4 fields, or 1 field also. Depends on our requirement. Okay. From the table, we may select all 6 fields or only these 2 fields or 3 fields. Depends on our requirement. Okay.
Yes.
Now, I populated the value to employee ID. Now, it is accepting how I written this work area name equal to value. Double click on this. Is this populated correctly? Observe the values. Is this populated correctly? It is populated EMP to MANDT and rest of the values to employee ID.
ID.
But what is this actual value? Employee ID, right? It should be
Yes,
populated to
sir.
which field? Employee ID field, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
But it is not correctly populated because we are not specifying the fields for which field you need to populate the data, right? That's why it is not populating correctly. So how to populate the work area? Using hyphen field name. So field names we can check it in the table. Employee ID equal to this one. Similarly, we'll populate all the 6 fields. MANDT, we don't need to populate MANDT. Let's check the other fields. Okay. Let's go to the table. Copy employee name, gender, blood group, and age. Total 5 fields excluding MANDT. So populate employee ID, name of some employee ID, gender, male, blood group, some B positive, age, some 25, right? This is how you can populate the values to work area. Now let's check how the values are populated. Double click on the work area. Now observe, values are populated to the corresponding fields, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is how we need to populate the work area. Okay.
Okay.
How to display the data inside the work area? Can we directly use work area name like this? WA underscore like this. Can we use like this? No. You have to mention individual
Field name also.
fields which you want to display here. For example, like I don't want to display the rest of the fields. Okay, data will be displayed like this. Now we populated the work area. Can we populate one more record to the work area? Employee 101, female 24. Can we populate one more record to work area? I've already populated employee 100 record to work area. Can I populate one more record?
No, sir.
Why?
Because work area is single record.
Yeah, it can accept single record,
Hold.
only single record, right?
Yes, sir.
But I can populate another record. What it will do? It will remove the previous record
Old. Yes,
and
sir.
keeps the
Updated record.
current record. Okay, that is true. It will accept at a time only one record. That one record can be anything. Okay, if you pass the new record, it will erase the existing record and
Stores the
updates
new
with
record.
new values.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
let's check the output. It should display which employee. When we are displaying the output, which employee record it
101
should
number.
display? It should
101
display
number.
101, right? 101.
Yes, sir.
In this kind of situations, right, when we are overwriting existing data with new values, let me show you one thing. What is the gender of 101? Let's
Female.
assume female. Okay, but we are not passing it. We don't know. We don't know the gender of 101. Or maybe let's take a blood group. We don't know the blood group of 101, employee ID 101. That's why we are not passing it. It is an optional field. Okay. Now let's check the output. Maybe yeah, I need to display blood group also in the output so that you can understand gender, blood group added in the output. What is the blood group of employee ID 100?
Be
B
positive.
positive. Yeah. Employee ID 101, we don't know, right? 101 employee ID blood group, we don't know. That's why
Empty.
we are not passing. Now which record will be displayed? Because I am overwriting record
Yes, sir.
100 employee with the 101 employee in the work area. Which record should be displayed? 101, right?
Overridden record. Yes,
101,
sir.
right?
101.
Now let's check. Execute. F8. So it displayed employee ID 101, employee name EMP101, female is the gender. But why it is displaying B positive?
It's showing the employee of 100 blood group, sir.
It is showing blood group of the employee 100.
Yes.
But that is not accurate, correct?
Yes.
It is showing incorrect data because we don't know what is the blood group of employee ID 101. That's why we did not pass it, right?
Yes, sir.
Still it is displaying blood group of
Blood group.
employee as B positive. This is incorrect, right?
Yes, sir.
If there is no value, it should be blank, right? So when we pass the data here for the first employee,
Yes.
we have passed the blood group for the employee blood group field. But when we are overwriting with the other record, we are not passing that value here. That is why previous employee blood group value will be present in this field, right? And it is showing for
Yes,
the
sir.
other
Yes, sir.
employee,
We was.
right? So in this scenarios, what is very important? We need to clear the previous data before going to overwrite with the new data or new values. Before going to place new values, what we need to do? We need to clear
Where state
work area.
existed data.
Yes. What is the statement we use to clear the data? Clear, clear.
Work area name.
It is same for variable also. To clear the value in variable, what we can use? Clear and variable name. And in S4 HANA syntaxes, you can use clear the internal table data also. To remove or to clear records from the internal table, you can use a clear statement also. Okay. For internal tables, work areas and variables, you can use clear statement to remove the data. Now, when you define a variable or work area, it's going to allocate some memory, right?
Yes, sir.
In the application server level, it's going to allocate some memory to store the data temporarily in the program runtime. It will allocate some memory. When you
Yes,
use
sir.
clear statement, is it going to clear the memory or value?
Memory, right?
For example, you implemented this statement lv underscore empid type, provide some variable or some data element z emp underscore id. Now what will happen in the backend? The background depends on the data type and length of this data element, right? In the memory, what will happen? It will allocate some memory. It will allocate some memory for that field, and we can pass the data to this field. For example, 100,
Field.
right? When we use clear statement, what will happen?
Data will be removed.
Only data
Data
will
will be
be
removed.
cleared. Memory will be there. It won't delete the memory for created for that field. Okay, it will just delete the data.
Data.
But there is one more statement. Free. Free statement is there. What the free statement will do? It will
It remove the data and
memory
memory.
also. It will clear the memory also. Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, before going to update new record or new value, we are going to clear the work area. Now observe how it will display. It is not displaying the gender, sorry, blood group, because
Blood group.
we are not populating the blood group to employee ID 101. Clear? Observe this.
Yes, sir.
I'll give a breakpoint here at a clear statement. Why it is not stopping? For some reason, breakpoint is not stopping. You can see some issues, right? These kind of small issues when you are working on these training systems. Okay, sometimes break pointer may not be triggered because many people are going to work on the server, even basis administrators, functional people, everything. They are going to do their own practice, right? They may enable, disable these debuggers and everything. Okay, you got the point, right? How we use clear statement.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
now you know how to populate the data to work area and how to clear the work area data. How to populate data to internal table? That is by using work area only. But how to populate? We have already defined an internal table, right? We use append append statement to add work area record to internal table.
Internal table.
Before clear we have to use. Okay, append w underscore employee to which one? It underscore employee, and then clear the work area. Append it to internal table and clear it. Next, populate the next record, and again append work area to internal table and clear work area. Okay, is everyone clear? This is how we can add records to internal table. So we have other alternatives like where we use select statements to select the data from database and populate it to internal table. But if you want to add it manually, what is the statement you need to use? Append statement to add work area record to internal table. What append statement will do? Add at the end of the internal table. Add at the end of the internal table like this. If you assume this as the table, internal table, how the records will be added to this internal table? First append statement will add first record here. Then second append statement will add second record here, and your first record will be here. If you use third append statement, your third record will be added here, your second record will be here, and your first record will be here. So every time where it will add? At the end.
In the
Okay, so every append statement will add at the end. Okay, so the record which is added initially will be on the top. Okay, the added which is added recently will be at the end.
end.
Okay, there is one more statement. There is one more statement to add internal table records to work area. Insert. What is the statement?
To
Insert.
adding the data.
So by using insert, you can add records at the specified position or at the beginning. Okay, but append, it will always add the record at the
End.
end of the
End.
internal table.
No.
But by using insert statement,
Index.
wherever you need, if you can, if you like, for example, if you want to add the current record in the second position, you can add. If you want to add it in the first position, you can add by using index. Okay, that is the difference between insert and append statement.
Yes, sir. Clear.
So both will be all these both append and insert statements we are going to apply on internal tables.
Internal
Okay.
table.
Now, so we have added records to internal table, right? Now, how to display the data inside the internal table, which is there in the internal table? Can we use write statement to display the internal table data?
No.
No, it won't accept. Just try. Instead of work area, if you pass the internal table, just check the syntax. What it is saying? IT employee is a internal table. Therefore, it is not possible to display the data of internal table. What we need to do to display the data inside the internal table? First, we
CL
need
demo.
to loop. Please observe carefully. Loop. How many records we can find in an internal table? Is it single record or multiple records?
Multiple.
One or more records.
Record.
That can be a one record or more than one record, right?
Okay. Yes, sir.
To display multiple records of the internal table or to process, not only display, okay? Here we are just working on write statement, but actually if you want to process records of the internal table, what you need to do? You need to loop. You need to loop the records. What is the syntax of the loop? Loop
Loop.
and loop. So this is the syntax for loop statement. Loop, sorry, I just reversed it. Loop at internal table into work area. Okay, loop at internal table into work area. How the loop will work? Loop at, what is the internal table name? IT employee into, we can use work area which is already defined, and end loop. Now what this loop statement will do?
Loop.
It will loop the records one by one. First time first record, second time second record, third time third record. How many times this loop statement will execute? That depends on the number of
Number of
records
records.
in the internal table. In this example, how many times this loop statement will execute?
Only two.
Sorry, how many times?
5 times.
Only two, sir.
5 times. Why five
Five
times?
times. 5 times.
Why 5 times? How
Five
many
record.
how many
Five
records we
record.
added? How many
Five
records we
record.
added?
Only two records.
Two
Five.
records. Don't count the fields. The one record might contain one field or five fields.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
5 times.
We have added two records. Then how many times this loop statement will continue?
Two times.
Two times. So whatever the code or whatever the logic we placed inside the loop and end loop, how many times it will execute?
2 times.
Two
Two
times.
times. It will repeat. Okay. It will repeat.
Yes, sir.
Let me show you insert statement also along with append. So what is the syntax? Insert work area name into table. Which one? Internal table. Okay. This is the insert statement. Okay. One 102. Okay. Let me keep a breakpoint here at activate the program. Now how many records we are adding to the internal table? Three records. Okay.
Three.
Three records we have added to the internal table. Two records we used append statement. One record, for one record we used insert
Insert
statement.
state.
Double click on the internal table. How many records are there in the internal table?
Total three.
Three records. And how many fields?
Six
Six
field.
fields. Double click on the internal table so you can see the records. Okay.
Yes, sir.
You can see the records here. This is insert statement. Okay. Please remember the syntax. Insert work area into table, internal table name. Append is append work area to internal table. Now we are looping the internal table. How many times this loop will continue?
Three times.
Three times. Please observe this. First time F5. What is the tab x? sy tab x, or you can also type sy hyphen tabix. Sy tab x. What is the count?
One.
1. F5. Again, controller goes to the loop statement. F5. Second record. What is the tab x?
Two.
2. Then it will execute whatever the logic. Currently we have write statement. Third record. What is the tab x? What is sy tab x value now?
3.
3. So what this sy tab x will do? It is a system variable. Sy tab x is a system variable which is used to count the loop. It will contains the loop count. Okay. How can you know which record you are processing currently? By using sy tab x value. If sy tab x equal to 10, then what is that mean? Now currently you are processing record number 10, right? There is one more sy-index. I'll show you, like that is for counters. I'll show you a difference. Okay. So what is sy tabix? System variable for loop count. Okay. System variable for loop count. Now click on F8. Looks like it displayed on the same line. Write statement displayed on the same line. Use slash to display each record in a new line. Okay. Execute. Three records are there. Okay. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So it displayed three records in the loop. So whatever the functionality you implement inside the loop will be executed for each record. Okay.
Yes,
Clear?
sir.
So
Yes,
once
sir.
the current record is processed, what you need to do? You need to use a clear statement to clear the record which is already processed. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So we need to clear the record which is already processed. Okay. So this is how we define work area internal table and to populate the data and display the data. What is the other way? We have one more option available just to display the data, but you need to do some calculations and processing of the internal table data. What you need to use? You need to use a loop statement. Okay. Clear? But for now, just to display, if the requirement is to just to display, for now we can use a CL demo
Output.
output method just to display the output from internal table, work area, or variable. You can use any object here to display the output. Okay. I'm commenting the loop statement. Okay. This is the internal table output.
Yes, sir.
Here we defined work area and internal table with reference to data dictionary table. Okay. We can also define it locally. Instead of using data dictionary tables, we can also define locally using type structures, and you can also define work area or internal table using structures. Okay. You can also use structures to define
Yes.
the work area and internal table, not only tables. Okay. In the next class, we'll see how we can define structures locally without using data dictionary objects, and how to select data from database tables and display in the output. Here we just manually populated some sample data, right? So tomorrow we'll see how
Yes,
to
sir.
select it from database tables and display the output. How to select only required fields right, from the table, or how to select all the fields. We'll see all these differences. Okay.
Okay.
Before that, practice defining the internal tables and work areas. To loop the internal table, right? To loop the internal table, right? Can we loop
Yes.
using any work area with any type? Can we define? Can we use work area with any other type to loop through internal table? So internal table and work area should be of same types. Then only you can append, you can insert, or you can loop. Okay, clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, we'll stop here and tomorrow we'll continue more on this. But practice is very important.